Hello, everyone. It's me, Miss Crystal, and welcome back to Miss Crystal's podcast program. This is episode 6. And I know I say this every time, but I cannot believe that we made it this far. 6 isn't a big number, but for someone that cannot stay consistent with anything in their life, 6 is good. Many times I've said, "Oh, I'm going to start jogging," and I'll jog once, and that'll be it. I will say, "I'm going to start cooking delicious recipes from a cookbook," and I'll cook one. And I think that the only reason that I am here for 6 is because of the love and support from you viewers and listeners. And I hope that you're not listening. I hope you're watching. If you're listening, you have to come and watch, because if you miss the visuals of the figurines, the hunks of the week, the heirloom of the past, if you're missing those visuals, you're missing 90% of the podcast. And you might say, well, podcasts are for listening. Well, we're revolutionizing things. The same thing with Trailer Tales. The editor in Trailer Tales put so many little cool things in there that you have to watch it. And I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what to do. I would like to welcome my co-host, Safety Man, today, wearing a gorgeous gray wig. It is not lace front. You can see in the front of it that you can see the seam. If it was lace front, it would blend in with his forehead. Unfortunately, we are on a budget here in Miss Crystal's podcast program, and we can't afford lace front wigs. We can afford Amazon wigs or wigs that are donated to us by our friend Marcy, and that is a majority of them. He's giving Viking. He's giving biker. He's giving your uncle that lives with your grandparents forever because he's a drug addict, alcoholic, steals from everyone. It's hitting a little too close to home. But we thank him for being here every week, and we thank him for he offers a perspective that's not traditional. His perspective is silence, but when you look at him in the face, you know what he's thinking. So many thanks to you, Safety Man, for keeping us safe and here, ready to fight at any time. At a moment's notice, he's ready. It has been 1 week since the last time I've seen you, and a lot can happen in a week. What happened in my week? It was good. I'm really enjoying planning the podcast, thinking about the podcast, reading comments about the podcast, picking my nose like I just did on the podcast. It has brought me immense joy doing this podcast. And I'm not gaslighting you. A bad thing that happened this week, though, and that's happening right now, is inside of my ear canal, right here. And I'm not going to zoom in. There is not one. There are 2 zits in my ear. If you've ever had a zit inside of your ear, type it in the comments. Type, "I have had a zit in my ear." There's nothing more painful than a random zit in your ear. Why is it there? I don't know. Maybe I need to clean my ears better. Maybe I need to put some salicylic acid or whatever that stuff is. Maybe one of those zit patches. But I would like to enlist my favorite pimple popper, Dr. Pimple Popper, to come and examine this and figure out what to do with it. because I can't sleep on it. It hurts. I can't, I'm constantly touching it, which is disgusting. And many people have hidden, I'm not going to say fetish, but many people like to watch zits get popped. And many people are disgusted. I'm in the camp of I like it, but I would never share that with anyone. I'm not telling anyone that, except for you guys. Will I go down on a rabbit hole on YouTube for an hour watching the most disgusting videos you've ever seen and saying, oh God, this is gross, but can't stop? That's me. I'll start on a thing that says wild blackhead extraction and end up on the most explosive and disgusting zits you've ever seen. Or another favorite is when you're watching a video and it has a bot fly. And if you're squeamish, don't watch it. But basically, these flies will lay eggs in or on your skin, and then a little larvae will be inside of you, and then they pull them out. Horrifying, and I don't know why I'm talking about it at the first of the podcast. Am I trying to get people to leave? So gross. Many years I would watch those kind of popping videos and wouldn't share with anyone because I don't want them to know that I'm gross. Anyway, enough about zits. I have had a good week, except for that one thing or two things, the zit in the ear. I traveled to St. Louis for a quick trip. Ate at my favorite restaurant. Used to be called Faux Grand. Now it's called Grand Bistro. It was a rebranding, but with the rebranding, what they didn't do is change a darn thing. Everything's the same except there's a bar in there. If you're in St. Louis and you like Vietnamese food, go to Grand Bistro. And the people in there, the owners, Tammy and Michael, remember me every time. And I've been going there since the 90s. And they remember me every single time. Shout out to Michael and Tammy. They have since retired and they have their son in charge of the restaurant, but they're still in there working hard. Harder than I've ever worked, that's for sure. If you like my new glasses, type in the comments, like your new glasses. We haven't done this segment in the last couple of podcast episodes, but we're going to do it today. And we are going to do the heirloom of the past. Heirloom of the past is there to make you feel nostalgic if you're old and to teach you if you're young. Today's heirloom of the past is a Tupperware storage container. Now, I will see people saying, hey, you have some leftovers, put them in a Tupperware. And then they bring out something that's not a Tupperware. They bring out something that is from the dollar store. Tupperware is a name brand. Tupperware is just not some random piece of plastic trash that you put leftovers in. Tupperware. I don't know who invented it, but I'm thankful that they did. Now, when I was a young person, they had 3 colors of Tupperware. They had this color, they had green, and they had orange. Now, this particular storage container, my family used ice cream and took it out of the box and put it in here, and it fit securely. What kind of ice cream did we get? Neapolitan. Because my family thought, well, not everybody's going to like chocolate. Not everyone's going to like strawberry, and not everyone's going to like vanilla. So how about we place 3 flavors securely in one ice cream tub? And that's how Neapolitan got invented. Neapolitan was trying to make everybody happy. Neapolitan was like that special family member who just wanted to make peace with everybody. And you'd put chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. Now, when my grandparents would make me ice cream, they would say, which flavor do you want? And I'd say, I want chocolate. And if I even had so much as a sliver of strawberry in there, I would absolutely lose my mind. Because I didn't want strawberry in there. Scoop it this direction. Don't scoop it this direction. I do not want strawberry or vanilla in my chocolate ice cream. You might as well just cut the chocolate and give me that. Again, on a tangent. But this is to educate the young people out there. Do not call some random dollar store or Dollar General storage containers Tupperware. This is Tupperware. I happen to own a lot of Tupperware because Tupperware just recently went out of business. And in my brain, I thought, you're going to put Tupperware out of business. Guess who's buying all the Tupperware and reselling it? Me. So that's what I did. I've been buying Tupperware at thrift stores with the intent of selling it. And then it started to overtake my home and my studio. So then I had to get a storage space that is large enough to fit a car. And now that storage space is filled with Tupperware and other things. And it's been a year since I got this, and I haven't sold one item. Because I'm busy selling stuff on crystalscreationsllc.com. I don't have time to sell all the Tupperware that I have. I have a Tupperware that is a deviled egg carrier. I have bowls. Because sometimes you had a Tupperware bowl that was for popcorn, but also if anyone in your family was sick at night, you would take a Tupperware bowl and place it next to their bed in case they puked. Which now that I think about it is disgusting, but that's what we did in the 80s and 90s, 70s. Our popcorn bowl was also our puke bowl, our family puke bowl. And we did things differently back then. I would never use this one for puke because look at it. Look how perfect that is. You could put this in the freezer or the fridge. Or you could put dry stuff in it and put it in your cabinet. Or you could put glasses in there because that's what I've been doing, storing glasses. I hope you learned something today on Heirloom of the Past. And I hope that you will never misgender. Don't misgender this Tupperware. If it's not Tupperware. Do not disrespect Tupperware, is what I'm trying to say. Some of the things I feel passionately about are strange. And I don't know why certain things invoke such passion in me. But this right here, I mean, there's nothing makes me more angry than when I go to someone's house and they say Tupperware, and it's not Tupperware. It's Ziploc, or sometimes Glad has some, sometimes the dollar store, and don't even get the dollar store. First of all, the plastic is killing us, I guess. That's what I hear. I don't know how, but it's killing us. But the dollar store plastic is even more lethal, apparently. But that'll do it for Heirloom of the Past. If you learned something, say learn something in the comments. If you feel nostalgic, say, my family had some of those tumblers. They had these cute tumblers that were Tupperware, orange, green. Let me know in the comments for the algorithm. Thank you. And that will conclude that segment and bring us right on to Hunk of the Week. Again, Hunk of the Week is not John Stamos. I'm going to surprise y'all with John Stamos. You think every week it's going to be John Stamos, and it's not. This week is none other than the one, the only Joey McIntyre. Who's Joey McIntyre, you saying? Well, I'll show you. I'm going to show you right here. This is Joey McIntyre. And you're probably saying, what is that? Is that a plate? What is that? Is that a coaster for a drink? It's a button. Button you wear on your shirt right here. Joseph Mulberry McIntyre was, I'm not going to say he's my first love. He was pretty close to one of my first loves. He is the youngest member of the band New Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block had formed. They had everybody else. They had Danny, Donnie, Jonathan, Jordan. And they're like, we need a young kid that's both charismatic and cute to really get all the girls in on this band. Because they were all hot. But once they got Joseph, took the band to the next level. Because not only was he cute, not only did he wear cool clothes, not only did he wear a hat that had no top on it for some reason. Never got that fashion thing. But I went with it. So not only was he all those things, but he also sang in a very high falsetto voice. Very high. Only can be described as angelic. And the first time I saw Joseph McIntyre was on a video where he was singing Please Don't Go Girl. And I thought, I won't. You ain't catching me going no place. I'm staying right here in front of my TV watching VH1. Please don't go, girl. Even higher than that. And there were boys back then that would make fun of us girls for liking New Kids on the Block. And that's because they were jealous. They weren't getting the attention that New Kids on the Block were getting. And guess what? New Kids on the Block are still getting that same attention. They still do concerts. Yeah, they're in their 50s, but so am I. Or maybe I'm in my 60s. Who knows? Could be in my 70s. I'll never say my age. But they're still dancing and singing on stage better than a Justin Bieber type. And I hear you out in the audience saying, oh, I love Joey too. He was my favorite. Or I love John. He was my favorite. I love all of them. But for some reason, Joey just stole my heart. I don't know if it was that high-pitched singing or the blue eyes or the perfect teeth or the Boston accent. I don't know what it was, but it captured my heart. And as a younger person, when they came out, you know, I was a late teen. I'm going to be honest, I was a late teen. I would have given up my whole life, my family, friends, pets, just to have 1 second to tell Joey McIntyre, hey, I love you. And in my brain, he would have said, you know what? Lady with your hair that has so much Aquanet hairspray in it, I love you too, and would have proposed to me. I'm sure he would have. But we never got that chance. Have I met Joey McIntyre since then? Yes. Was he impressed with me? No. Sometimes he will like a video on my Instagram. I maybe come across on his algorithm. But I think he hits it by accident. Maybe he's scrolling and his finger accidentally touches it and hits like, because he never leaves a comment. So if you're Joey McIntyre and you're watching this, leave a comment. Say, hey, Miss Crystal, I see you. Hey, Miss Crystal. Yeah, I just had an anniversary with my wife, Barrett. I believe that's her name. I'm not trying to marry you, Joey McIntyre. Come on, that's ridiculous. I'm marrying John Stamos. But if you're there, Joey McIntyre, and you're watching this, leave a comment below. And if I see any fake Joey McIntyre accounts, because I've fallen for it before, Joey McIntyre, like 1698574 has messaged me and saying, hey, dear fan, thanks for commenting. And at first I was like, I can't believe Joey's messaging me. And then I realized after I had sent him $250 in Apple gift cards that it really wasn't Joey McIntyre. Joey McIntyre doesn't ask you for gift cards. Let it be known here on Miss Crystal's podcast program that the real Joey McIntyre will never message you and ask for Apple gift cards. Don't make the same mistake I made. But yeah, Joey McIntyre, perfect teeth, blue eyes, cool hair, and still has all his hair. Even if he didn't have his hair, that'd be fine. But I'm just saying he's got good genes as far as his hair goes and teeth. I mean, just the nicest teeth you've ever seen. Would love to go to the dentist and say, hey, give me a set of the Joey McIntyres and have a perfect set of white teeth. And thank you for listening to my rant about Joey McIntyre. I hope you found it relatable. If not, maybe you could look up Joey McIntyre and you could start following on it on Instagram. And that's going to lead me. First of all, it's going to make me look over at Aiden, because I'm wondering if he's waiting to tell me it's been 30 minutes. He's not. Damn it. Again, not that I don't want to be here. This is a new segment, and it's called Analyzing the Song Lyrics. This is a song that has forever stumped me, the lyrics, and yesterday I heard this on the radio. I was with my cousin Tammy, and we love listening to this song, and I was perplexed. The song is called It Wasn't Me by Shaggy and Rick Rock. And I cannot for the life of me figure out how this happened. And I'm going to read the lyric to you. She came in and caught me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. Picture this, we were both butt naked, banging on the bathroom floor. How could I forget I had given her an extra key? So immediately I'm thinking, first of all, you're cheating on your wife or spouse. That's wrong. I'm not endorsing it. Great song, but I'm not endorsing the infidelity. But the gal comes in and sees you and the gal you're cheating with on the bathroom floor. The disrespect that you have for your side piece by doing it on the bathroom floor, disgusting. Have some respect for your side piece. But then you say, how could I forget I had given her an extra key? What kind of idiot forgets that? If you're giving somebody an extra key, that's something you're going to remember. So you allow this woman to come over and she finds you banging somebody on the bathroom floor, but it doesn't stop there. She caught me on the counter. And you say, it wasn't me. Saw me banging on the sofa. He says, it wasn't me. I even had her in the shower. It wasn't me. She even caught me on camera. It wasn't me. And it keeps going on and on. Saw the marks on my shoulder. It wasn't me. And this whole time, the woman, your wife, is standing there watching, and you're changing positions. You're on the counter and you see your wife. So then you go into the what? You go on the sofa and the wife follows you and watches you guys bang it out on the sofa. Then from the sofa, you go to the shower. The audacity to see that your wife is standing there watching you in disbelief, and you have the gall to not only change positions, but change locations. The counter, the sofa, the shower, and then to gaslight her into saying, it wasn't me, when she's standing there looking at you. She is looking at you. I was perplexed. I'm like, this song was out before we knew what gaslighting is. We know what it is now. Many professional therapists, doctors, psychologists have told us via TikTok, via Instagram, what gaslighting is. None of us knew what it was before. We thought we were idiots because we had people, men or women, saying, hey, you didn't see what you saw. What you saw wasn't right. I saw a man just having intercourse with someone on my kitchen counter, and then he says it wasn't me. That's gaslighting. Be warned. And the song just goes on and on and on. And Shaggy says the parts of the song which are in a different language, and it's hard to understand. But basically, Shaggy in the song was like, hey, player, if you're going to cheat, you got to do it right. That's basically what it translates into. She knows that she really have right. See, I don't even know what this is saying. But basically, the translation is player, if you're going to cheat, do it right. Don't be on the counter, switching to the sofa, going to the shower, getting caught on camera. All the time she was standing there, she never took her eyes off me. No, she didn't, sir, because she sees her loved one banging it out with his side piece on every piece of furniture and surface in her home. I'm just thankful, even though this song is an absolute banger, I'm thankful that in this day and age, we know what gaslighting is. And we will no longer be bullied into, we're not going to be bullied into believing something that's not true. The moral of the story is, don't give a key to your significant other if you plan on cheating on him or her. Don't gaslight. And if your spouse comes in while you're cheating, stop immediately. Don't change positions, change locations, change surfaces, because it's disrespectful. Now, I personally am grateful for this story because we got this banger of a song. Even though I cannot understand what Shaggy is saying. Here's what he says. Here's what Shaggy says. To be a true player, you have to know how to play. If she says a night, convince her a day. So what Shaggy is endorsing again is gaslighting. If your spouse says, hey, it's night, you say day. Sometimes some of the artists and art that has been created in the past is questionable. And if you're really to take a deep dive into this, and that's why I wanted to prove that with this new segment, if you take a deep dive, this is unhealthy, toxic behavior. But that's not going to stop me from dancing to this song at a club. That's not going to stop me from turning this song on the next time I have a gentleman here, and we're going to get busy because it's a banger. You got to put aside the gaslighting, the toxicity to listen to this song. But I want to thank Shaggy and I want to thank Mr. Rick Rock for making this incredible banger of a song that is timeless, even though it's toxic. What a perfect punctuation. What a perfect punctuation to end the segment of Shaggy being toxic and gaslighting. 30 minutes, folks. And I got Joey McIntyre by my side. We've covered the Heirloom of the week. We've covered the Hunk of the week. We have covered song analysis, which brings us straight to some of y'all's favorite, figuring out the figurine. This week's figurine is a little set of cows. Not just any cows, though. We got a dad cow, we got a mom cow, and we got a baby cow. On the bottom, it says, bless moo. I don't know what that means. And it says 87. It's got some number. I don't know what it means. But this is from 1998. Someone, I don't remember who, so I'm sorry, I can never remember, brought this to me at a show and said, look at this cute, let's take this off because it's making noise. Let's put Joey right there. Somebody said, look at this little baby cow. And there's nothing cuter. Oh, wow, I never noticed this, but the dad appears to be carrying some sort of Bible or religious book. I'm thinking it's the Bible because it has a Christian cross. Because we know that Christians love crosses. I have a friend, her name is Ritu, and she's a comedian, and she says, You Christian people love plus signs. And I think that's really funny. Anyway, shout out to Ritu. Okay, so this, you know what? I'm starting to look at this. Help me figure this out. The more I look at this figurine, I'm thinking maybe this isn't the dad. Maybe this is some sort of preacher. And he's getting ready to baptize this little cow. Are they pigs? Damn, all of a sudden they look like damn pigs. No, they're cows. So maybe the preacher has his book right here and he's saying, oh, hello, ma'am. Would you like to have your baby cow baptized in the name of the Lord? And she kind of looks, to be honest, she looks as if she's turning away from that pastor. Maybe she's saying, my baby's not Christian. Or maybe she's saying, it's not time for my baby to be baptized. He just was born. He or she was just born. And if you look closely at that baby cow, oh my God. Look how cute it is. I can't decide. Help me figure this out, please. I can't decide if this is the father, a pastor, or maybe the father is a pastor. But I feel like the way she has turned away from him, that they're not spouses. And she just is in love with her new baby cow. Look at how she's looking at him. She really likes him. Yeah, I don't know. He could be whispering in her ear, Don't move. I have a gun. Because look, he sort of has one arm around her in the Bible and the other hand just to sort of distract her. Don't move, bitch. He could be saying that. I don't know. I'd love to see what you think about this figurine. This has been a staple piece for me. I've had this for several years. I believe I got it on one of the first tours that I was with on Tammy. Somebody gave it to me, wrapped it up, and had it wrapped up so nicely. If you're in the comments, leave your name so I know who gave me this. I mean, it's just so darn cute. It's one of my favorites. Cow family. Or maybe he's like, hey, I know you just had a baby, but you want to give me some of that milk? I hope he's not saying that. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. You can see his little tail coming out of his suit jacket. As humans, we love to, I forget what it's called. Personification. It's some big word. We like to make animals be like they're humans. When in reality, cows don't dress up in suits. They stand out in the field and they eat grass and other stuff. And then ultimately what we do is take their lives away from them. And I hate to end that on that note, but someone pointed out to me today, they're like, Miss Crystal, I agree with you on the horse thing. We shouldn't ride horses, but also you eat meat. So what can you say? And you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm a hypocrite. And to look at this and think I will be enjoying one of these later at a restaurant like Longhorn or something like that makes me feel like I'm the worst human being in the world. I'm just being honest. Because look how cute they are. Can you think about eating that? They don't look delicious right here. But when it's on my plate at Longhorn, delicious. And that's sad to say. The creator of this is Mary Reiner Nadig. I wonder if she carved that out of stone. It sounds like it. Listen. Carved out of stone. And I'll put that back on the shelf. It goes right there behind Safety Man, so we could see it when we look at Safety Man. Let me take a drink of my drink. Let's do some voicemails. How about that? Voicemail. It's time for the voicemail. Nothing to take you away from the pain that you feel of eating cow meat than to clean the palate with some voicemails. Alrighty. Oh, I got to put my little headphones in. There's a lot to remember, folks. Like turning on my heating pad.
I'm the
putting in headphones.
That you met up with there in Nashville.
All right, let's start her over. Damn it. Oh, you're talking and... Alrighty.
Hey, Miss Crystal. Not sure if you remember me or not, but I'm the truck driver that you met up with there in Nashville probably 4 or 5 months ago. I had the big airbrushed wizard on the side of my truck. I don't know if you remember that or not, but I was just calling to say that I really miss you. I hadn't been able to nut since getting the Tennessee tornado. Nothing feels as good as that, and I just wanted to know if you had any advice for me, because I can't get off, and I feel like it's your fault. So if you could help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it. All right. I miss you, Miss Crystal.
Once again, I need to take more precautions in that I need to listen to these voicemails, because that's not something I wanted you all to know. I mean, I'm flattered that you can no longer nut without me but that's probably something that should not be played on my podcast. We're trying to keep it clean here, and that was very graphic. Now, as far as your wizard airbrush, oh my God, I can't stop thinking about it. I mean, the wizard was holding a crystal ball like this and had even though the wizard wasn't a skeleton, it had a skeletal hand like this and was holding a crystal ball. And in the crystal ball, it was kind of like an iridescent paint. So if you were over here, you saw kind of like a naked lady going like, but if you moved over to this side, it had a naked man on it doing the same thing. But it was, when you're from the front, you can't see it. You got to go to the sides. And I thought, in the 70s, they didn't have things painted like that. You could have some wolves, you could have a mountainscape, but I've never seen a wizard painted with such detail and such realistic detail ever. I mean, I felt like I was looking at a real wizard. I had to stop the Tennessee tornado for a couple seconds just to admire it. But call me on my personal line, hon. Don't call me on my podcast voicemail, because this isn't really this is my personal life. And what we're doing here is my podcast, and this isn't personal. I like to keep personal and rendezvous separate. But thanks for calling. Call me on my personal line, hon.
Hi, Miss Crystal. I hope you're having a really good day. If you're not, I hope it gets better.
Uh-huh.
I am living in West Michigan, and we're not used to the heat up here, and it is hotter than a witch's tit up here. Mm-hmm. And speaking of titties, I have sweaty titties, which is weird because I do not have voluptuous breasts like you do. So, I don't know. I just wanted to let you know that I really like your boobies, and I wish mine looked like yours. But on a day like today, it would kind of suck. I don't know. Anyway, I think you're great. I think you're wonderful. You bring me so much joy, and I hope you have a great day. Love ya. Bye.
That was very nice.
You do.
Whoa.
So, I don't know. I just wanted to let you know that.
I want to listen one more time, just the front.
Hi, Miss Crystal. I hope you're having a really good day. If you're not, I hope it gets better. I am living in...
Okay, she told me where she lived, but she didn't say her name. So hello to you, West Michigan. And I appreciate that you said, I hope you're having a good day. And if you're not, I hope it gets better. People don't say that. They say, hey, how are you? And you say, fine. And then they say, okay. People don't really pay attention to whether you're saying you have a good day. Because sometimes somebody will say, hey, how you doing? I'll say, not good. And they'll say, okay. It's just a pleasantry. They're not really paying attention. But I could tell that this person is really paying attention. And I appreciate that. As far as the boobs go, what you're going to do is you're going to get you a shirt that's extra long and you're going to give it a tuck. That is important in the summer. You have to tuck to prevent that sweat from getting between the two tissues. And when I say tissue, I mean, breast tissue and stomach tissue. Because when the two tissues are coming together, it's going to get sweaty and hot. You're going to have to fold. Just one quick movement. Fold. But I appreciate you saying you like my tits. A lot of people do, especially men. And that makes other women sometimes upset because they say, wow, she has a very elongated breast. Elongated. And some people find that to be unattractive. Well, we're flipping the script here. We are saying that as my cousin Tammy says, all tits are good tits. That's what she says. And she's right. Small, big, long, short, wide, thin, rectangular, oblong. All of them are good. And that's because they're tits. And that's something I had to learn from Tammy, because I felt very self-conscious when I started to get the elongated tissue. And she had to instill in me, hey, guys love them no matter what they look like. They just want them in their face, in their mouth, in their hands. And she's right. Usually I'm the one teaching the younger generation, but that's something she had to teach me because I let the media, Playboy, that's a book we used to look at, magazine, what they called the perfect set. And I let the media kind of manipulate me and tell me that the only kind of good tits are round, perfect, up here tits. And that's not true. And I want you to believe that too. Okay, so what? You can take your boob and you can tuck it into your pant. Does that make you a bad person? No. Oh, when you're laying down, does your boob go all the way over here and over here? It doesn't make you a bad person. Oh, when you are putting your bra on, are you having to actually stuff them in there? Does that make you a bad person? No. We have to rewire our brains. Like I'm going to rewire my hair right now that seems to be going backwards. Thank you for your wonderful call.
Oh, Miss Crystal, I don't even know what to say.
Don't call and say that. One more time.
Oh, Miss Crystal, I don't even know what to say.
I heard two voices. I heard a man saying, "Oh, Crystal, I don't know what to say." And then I heard a woman saying, maybe, hang up the phone. Different scenarios could be going on here. Maybe he was trying to sneak away to give Miss Crystal a call, and the girlfriend was like, hey, get off the phone. Maybe he's being held captive. Maybe he's being kidnapped, and I was his lifeline, and I didn't pick up the phone. And if that's the case, I'm sorry that I didn't pick up the phone. I hope you're okay. Another thing this reminds me of is I used to work at Dollar General as a younger person, and every time I was on my shift, someone would call and do nothing but breathe heavy. That was a big thing people did in the 80s, and this was pre-caller ID. So if somebody called, you couldn't look and say, hey, Frank's calling, or hey, look, Sherry's calling. We were willy-nilly picking up the phone, not knowing who's calling. I'd pick up, thank you for calling Dollar General. This is Miss Crystal. How can I help you? Because I had to do that spiel every time. And all I'd hear was, and I thought, God, not the heavy breather again. Every day this guy would call. And I don't know why he was breathing heavy, but this was just a big thing in the 80s. People would call and breathe heavy. I don't know why. I can't remember how many times it happened. It seemed like it happened on a regular basis. And you'd go home and say, oh, God, so-and-so, I was working and what's his name? Somebody called and said nothing but was heavy breathing. It was something that happened to everybody. And that's why when caller ID finally came around, we were all so thankful because the prank calling had to stop. No more heavy breathing. No more random kids calling up and, I'd say, thank you for calling Dollar General. It's Miss Crystal. How can I help you? And a little kid saying, is your refrigerator running? And I'm saying, yes. And then they'd say, well, you better go catch it. Those kind of pranks aren't funny because I'm trying to work. I'm putting up stock. I'm running a cash register. I'm out front smoking. I don't have time to answer your phone calls. your erroneous ones. If I call and if I pick up and I say, hey, thank you for calling Dollar General. It's Miss Crystal. How can I help you? And you say, hey, do you have any Glade plugins in stock? And I can say, let me go check. I go check and come back and I say yes. That kind of call I'm fine with. But don't call breathing heavy. What does that mean? Am I supposed to get turned on by that? If you were a person in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, and you prank called and all you did was heavy breathe, please type in the comments why you did that. Because we want to know. We want this mystery to be solved once and for all.
Hey, Miss Crystal. I don't know if you remember me. You dated my peepaw Uncle Dan back in '98.
Wait a minute. You said your peepaw Uncle Dan. Already I'm either thinking this is a fake call or your family tree is wild.
Anyway, he's dead now, and there was a last will and testament that he had left, and you were named. Uncle Dan left you his '94 Ford Ranger, and there is a note. It says, Miss Crystal, you soiled it, so now it is yours, Uncle Dan. You have until the 5th to come get this clunker off my property, or I'm going to call Johnny, the tow guy, and I'll get this thing towed to the scrapyard. And I'll send you the bill for that, but because it is your property. But you have until the 5th. Goodbye.
Well, ma'am, I'm going to tell you right now, it's past the 5th. I don't know if you were talking about August or September. It's past the 5th. And obviously I didn't come get it. I ain't got time to be coming and getting people's trucks. Don't put this on me. I'm getting mad and I'm going to start making sure what these voicemails say before I listen to them, because I'm not being responsible for you taking this truck to the scrapyard, because if you take it to the scrapyard, you could get money for the scrap. So use the money for the scrap to pay the tow truck driver. Never in my life have I ever wanted somebody to leave a piece of junk 94 Ford Ranger to me. Unless it was that Dan. I wonder if it was that Dan that worked at Arby's, because there is probably a lot of my DNA in that truck, and I probably should have come got it now that I think about it. So we are going to not even address that, and I'm going to have Aiden cut that whole part out. Let's listen to this. This is one more voicemail.
Hi, Miss Crystal. It's Kate. I'm here just hanging out. It's Saturday, and I'm making what's called a dream board, or a vision board, I guess you could say, for the next 5 years of my life.
Okay.
And it's really big. It's like the biggest size trifold you can buy poster board at Walmart. And I got all the pictures from Pinterest. And it took me like 3 hours.
Oh.
But I was wondering, have you ever made a dream board? I know you've traveled the realms and, have some experience with maybe spirituality. I don't know. Where do you see your life over the next 5 years?
Oh,
and
wow.
have you ever made a dream board before? And if you have, has anything ever came true? Yeah. Anyways, love you. Love your show. Love Trailer Tales. And I wish you a happy day. And that's all.
That
Thanks.
was
Bye.
very nice call. She stated her name. Let's see.
Hi, Miss Crystal. It's Kate.
Very nice call. Did not expose anything from my personal life. Was very concise. She said her name. She stated her, it wasn't an issue, but she stated her thing. Then she asked me a question. Wonderful. May you all have a phone call like Kate. Now, as far as your question, where do I see myself in 5 years? I'm going to be honest. I don't even know where I see myself tomorrow. I am really scrambling through life. You know, I'm doing this, doing that, trying to get this podcast up and running, and keeping it at number one. It's obviously at number one. I just want to be doing more podcasts, being best friends with John Stamos. And that's about it. Those are my dreams. I've never made a vision board. Maybe that's something I should look into making. And I know exactly what trifold thing you're talking about because I have one for myself that I use for my background when we film the figurines up close. Big trifold. And I would love to see a picture of it because I want to. Are you supposed to show it to people? I would love to see a picture of it, Kate, and see what you have on there. But thanks for calling. That was a very nice call. Everybody, take the example that Kate has done today. Stated her name, stated her issues, stated her question. Prompt, didn't say weird stuff from my personal life. Didn't say that I shit my pants at a restaurant and had to throw the underwear away. Didn't say that I was banging a guy named Dan from Arby's. And now I have to take his truck. And our last segment is Miss Crystal's Creation of the Week. This is a very, very special one. She is quite the beauty. This took many, many hours of work. The dress is crocheted, but it's not just one layer. It's not just 2 layers. Okay, it is 2 layers. I was not paying attention. But when you look at it from the front, you think, wow, that has so many different layers. And that's how I designed it. I designed it to look full, like a dress from the 1930s, if you were go to a ball. Then I put these beautiful, beautiful crocheted flowers on here to give it depth and dimension. Now, as far as the doll that's underneath, she was hand selected. She came from Hobby Lobby, and she's a full doll, not just a torso. She's got legs. She has cute little socks, cute little shoes. And the face, I got the face because I thought I often pick blonde figures, blonde dolls, because they remind me of my cousin Tammy. But this one I thought, I'm going to get a brunette. And I just thought she was really cute. I've named her Jasmine. Her eyes are a bit wonky. But when she's sitting up on your cabinet or your mantle, they don't move. But once you pick her up, that's when the eyes get wonky. And she looks like she's saying, love me, I love you. This could be given to a child for her birthday, or maybe her quinceañera, which is a holiday that Latino women celebrate when they turn, I believe, 15. They have a big party when they turn 15. Now, when I was 15, nobody had a party for me because I was out of my mind. You know, let's not celebrate mental illness. That's what my family was thinking. Anyway, if you have a loved one that has a quinceañera coming up or a birthday, go to Crystal's Creations LLC.com and try to snag this up. They've been getting snagged up too quick. All the creations are snagged up like that. But I think this will be a perfect gift for a child, a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter. Boys can play with little dolls too. And what they would do is the little boys that I used to play with would take something like this and put a firecracker in her head and blow her up. That's what they would do. But I'm not endorsing that. That's ridiculous. Hurry now before it's too late, before she's sold out. And that'll do it for another week of Miss Crystal's podcast program here live on YouTube. And I just want to say goodbye and thank you for stopping by with me and sitting here in my studio with me and Safety Man. And above all, I hope that you are blessed beyond your comprehension. Goodbye. I love you.